In this video, I want to talk about the New Year's resolutions around fitness and why you need to be really careful. Mainly, that you don't weaponize that against yourself. Let's jump in. If you can hear what sounds like a hurricane outside, that's because it is currently gusting 40 miles an hour. Happy New Year. So it's that time of year when people are making New Year's resolutions about anything really, but specifically fitness, exercise, losing weight. Perhaps it's going to the gym 3 times a week, or running a certain distance every month, or training for a marathon or something like that. And these are all worthy goals. These are all worthy things to do. But you can't do them in isolation. They still need to fall within the realms of reality. Let me explain. We seem to have a tendency to create goals and aims based on the best possible circumstances. And I'm really guilty of this. So it might be the middle of summer and I'm having a great time. It's warm, it's sunny, it's not howling with wind outside. It is beautiful, the evenings are long, and I think, oh, maybe next year, next spring, maybe early spring, I'll aim for this massive event or something. Or I'll be sat on the sofa and it'll be really nice and cozy, and I'll say, oh, maybe in 4 months' time, I'll do this thing. And really, I'm projecting myself forward into that time, but with the enthusiasm and the situation I'm currently in, either on the sofa or experiencing sunshine all day in the summer. And this is the kind of situation that can really get us into trouble because it makes us feel like, well, I can do that right now, or I know that I can train for that thing, or I know I can do that many things now with the way I feel now, really comfortable. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't do hard things at all. I'm obviously a huge proponent of doing hard physical things and hard intellectual things. But hard physical things, I think that's incredibly good, and it's incredibly good for your mental health as well. But there is kind of a tipping point. So when I started running 5 or 6 years ago now, I was pretty much just happy to be able to run a kilometre, like without stopping. I hadn't really run before that except for in school. So when I took up running again, it took me months to really even get to the point where I could run 5 kilometres. It just seemed amazing to me. And then I was just running for the hell of it. And then over the years, as I kind of clocked up these achievements, like I ran 10Ks or I ran a half marathon, or I started trail running longer distances, suddenly I kind of felt like I'd turned into a runner, and that meant in some way that I had to arbitrarily keep up with it. And I was never going to stop running because I really like running, but somehow insidiously over the years, if I go a week, let's say, without running, which does happen quite often, I feel this horrible sense of guilt or shame, or that I've been lazy or I should have gone out there. And that isn't healthy. Sometimes I find myself setting goals like run a half marathon, every whatever, or run this distance every month, or cycle this distance every month. But I can't predict the future, and I can't predict all the things that are going to happen that month, or how busy I'm going to be, or how stressed I'm going to be, or that I just might want to prioritize other things in that particular month. It's so easy to make these goals and these aims, which are worthy, but we make them in a vacuum, even though we all know better. We all know that we don't live in a vacuum and that we already have full, busy lives, And so I'd find myself setting these things and then feeling terrible about myself because I wasn't hitting these arbitrary standards, like completely arbitrary standards. But I found that I was weaponizing exercise against myself. And I do quite a lot of exercise. I'm a very active person. And that is really the thing. It's not it's got to be this many times a week. It's got to be this distance. It's got to be for this event, blah, 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 blah. No, that is meaningless. The irony about weaponizing exercise against ourselves is that it's not healthy. But exercise, the whole point of it is to be healthy, to keep your body moving, to keep your fitness up, to keep your mental health good. Like, those are the things about exercise, to keep your heart healthy, all of these things. But when you weaponize exercise or lack of exercise against yourself, or like you're not hitting those targets, that is not healthy. And that is the great irony of this. At the end of the day, health is holistic. You're not a drill sergeant, and this isn't the Olympics. Be kind to yourself and live in the real world that you inhabit in your time scale. I don't have infinite amount of hours a week. I have a full-time job, and I have a family, and I have, other hobbies, shockingly, than going out and doing XYZ exercise. And I fit in movement and exercise into my week because I love it and I need it, and I need it to stay happy and healthy. But what I don't need is strict, arbitrary rules. That isn't useful. Moving your body, taking up exercise, and taking up sports like running or cycling or swimming or whatever it is, that is vital to your health. But hitting arbitrary targets is absolutely not vital to your health. At best, it's wicked fun and really satisfying, but at worst, it's so bad for your mental health. So in 2024, by all means, have exercise and fitness targets, have goals and race targets and all of those kinds of things, but have them under the overarching umbrella of maintaining or improving your health throughout the year. If you run every other minor goal by that goal, then you can't really go wrong. If you've been training for a big event and you were really excited about it and you loved going out there and you loved that, having that motivation that would get you out of the door because you know you have that event, if it started off that way, but it's turned into something stressful and you feel guilty all the time and you're still not doing that training, but now you're just attacking yourself for it, then it's switched from being healthy to unhealthy, and maybe you don't need that thing in your life anymore. Life is short, sure, but life is also quite long. Prioritize improving and maintaining your health overall, and that means moving your body every week. It means doing some kind of exercise, doing the things and the movements that you love. It doesn't mean haranguing yourself every day because past you booked yourself up for an event or said that you would go to the gym 3, 4, 5 times a week and you're not hitting that. That is not healthy. So to clarify, I am not saying don't sign up for races or events or anything like that. I think they are tremendous, and I wouldn't have got anywhere near as far as I have in my fitness if I hadn't have done those things, and I'm going to continue to do those things. But I will always put them underneath the umbrella of overarching health, improving health holistically, entirely. And if that means not doing one of those events that I thought I was going to do in the past because something has changed or my life just looks a little different for those few months, which means I can't do something, that's fine. Doesn't matter. Who cares? New Year's resolutions are great guides. They're great things to set intentions about, but they can quickly become weapons that you blame yourself for failing, or you make these insane expectations that you know deep down that you can't hit, or that to hit them, you would have to change your life and rip out a load of other stuff that you really want to do. We don't have an infinite amount of hours or energy, so prioritize your health. Mental health, physical health, they're all intertwined. Prioritize that and everything else can fall within that. I hope you had a great December and a great start to the new year, and that wherever you are, it is not as windy as it is here. See you next time.